Hello, and welcome to another RANGROO cast. Me, RANGROO, and today we are doing a 2v2 on Pegasus Bridge. And so, on the right hand side in blue, planes blue 4, we got Ottomerk as the Polish Armour Division, and Browntown as the 3rd Canadian Infantry Division. On the left hand side in red, planes red 4, we got P-Bat as Panzerleer, and Gondi as the Troph SS Panzer Grenadier Division. So, yeah, mostly tank divisions. Yes, naturally, pretty good map for it, as there is quite a lot of open ground, and of course P-Bat can get those deadly King Tigers later on. But also got Relays Optimer, good access to Achilles, and Fireflies, another 17-pound dude. Same Browntown too, got Achilles and Fireflies in his deck, so they are adequately equipped to deal with the German big tanks that should be heading, right. So we're going to speed things up. Get things going. Got a Puma down the some infantry, of course. As both sides do take their time to deploy. And off we go. It's a rather big map, so there's a lot of ground to cover. And it seems like Otto's going to be sending his stuff down below, while Browntown has quite a bit of infantry force, and of course he's playing the Canadian deck. They do have some very good and very cheap infantry options, and he's going to be fighting over the town. And on the left hand side, they do have his choke point, which becomes a rather popular hotspot. As we got some regular infantry, some Strelchkis, 2 Cromwell Vs, or 5s, going around the flank here. I mean, should be able to do a decent amount of damage against these SDKFs, but the Puma, if he can sneak up on them, can do try tremendous amount of damage to the Cromwells too, because they are rather lightly armoured. We got fighter in the town, ram, and Turrets carriers, giving some artillery support. And of course the Rosp has been brought up, and the Rosp is a fantastic little unit. A little bit weak here, and small arms fire can kill it, as you can see. But if you can get it in close, it can do a good damn piece of work. Turrets mortar getting knocked out, yeah. And this is a real good push here from Gondi. He's kind of cut up the Canadian forces in two. We only got Stormtroopers and Recce up top, which is nothing too bad. Just has the 222 for fire support, as the rest of Browntown's forces are holed up in the bottom side of around the town. The Cromwells are starting to do their flank. It's going to be very risky. The Puma is in position. Oh, there we go. It's turning its gun around. It's going to spot the Cromwell, of course. And it's going to be down to who can kill who first. The Cromwell getting the Kubel MG, which probably wasn't the best first unit to kill. And there goes the Puma. Stuart definitely helping out with its veterancy bonuses. And very good flank here from Ottomerk, taking advantage of the early phase tank advantage that he has compared to P-Bat. And just good use of Cromwells, because they are flanking tanks. They're literally called cruiser mark tanks for a reason. And he's using them to cruise around. And instead of just going through the choke point, which is what a lot of people do, and end up being a rather deadly maneuver, he just decides to go around it. And it's going really well. Of course, P-Pat can't do too much with 50mm AT guns, because AT guns at the moment are pretty crap. If you miss the first shot, you really are buggered, but I guess you could say that's the same for real life. But Gondi's doing a decent job holding the ground. Of course, he does have longer range infantry advantage with Panzergrens and MG42s against the Canadians' rather lackluster Brens and Vickers. And he's stopping any more reinforcements being brought in. Got a 222 in position. There's some rifles slowly making their way through. Another mortar, and Turrets carriers are pretty crap. And what seems to be a 6-pounder gun. And really, it's just Ottomerk with his little tank force in the mid. And finally, Gondi going to be sending the Firefly, a very useful unit, because it can outrange those Cromwells. And he may want to bring up a veterancy unit just to give it a bit of an extra boost. But anyway, it is moving up. And Ottomerk now attacking through the choke point with some Strelchkis and a half-tracks of his own. Firefly moving up. And is it in range? It should be in range soon. He just can't spot the enemy tanks, so he's going to get a little bit too close. The Firefly, of course, wants to stay at max range, so the Cromwells can't hit it. And already shooting up the Stuart. I don't think will he be able to survive? The Cromwell's already returning fire. And if he can just charge the Firefly and get in close enough, I mean, he's unloading quite a bit of firepower onto it. I think they're just going to be able to stun up the Firefly, just overwhelm with firepower. Hurricane gets his stun, and the final kill with the Cromwells. And that is a big kill there for Blue 4, knocking out another Puma as well. Real good use of Cromwells here, fantastic use, and using the Stuart as well for command support. He's doing them run-tos. Attacking through a choke point hasn't worked too well for Otto Mirko. He is just getting pinned down by the 2-5 runs. Ron Cromwell does get knocked out by a 50mm gun. There is automatically get returned fired. At least he managed to kill at least one of them, but you still have 2 tanks pretty much behind your lines. He may just want to fall out back for another day. And let's see how Gondi's doing up top. He did lose his Firefly down below, but he's just pretty content on holding on to his town. Well, the top hand of the town hasn't moved anything down below to try and finish off the job. So he is just going to hold back for now. You also got to realise that even though it's not going too well for our Red 4 brethren, they aren't exactly A-phase decks. Just look at their economies compared to Blue 4. Nothing too amazing here. You could compare Gondi and Browntown are rather similar. Of course, they got better tanks later on, and that's rather good. The Cromwell has got Tractor, which does make it a sit-and duck. The Pack Gun got killed though before the Cromwell could die. So it's going to be down to that Puma to finish it off. And he's still got Stuart supporting it. And you got Strojki. There isn't too much here left. It's just knocking out those half ranks is going to be a pain. And do you have that Panda Grenadier, so don't bring in any tanks too close. And a Recon Stuart down below for our reconnaissance support. And real good pressure here from Otto Merck. As you can just see, he's just pushing on all fronts. In the middle here, he is getting shot up by another 50mm. Does lose the M20. We have a dogfight between a 109 and a Hurricane. And I do believe the 109 should win the engagement. It does have better stats. Or better agility, which is quite a big deal. And it's also faster, because the Hurricane is not an amazing plane. It's rather old for 1944. But it's also rather cheap, only 110 points compared to 140. And the other Crusader A does force Messerschmitt to retreat, so the Hurricane is going to be able to fight another day. MG42 pinning down the Dragoonies, and we are going to be reaching B phase very shortly, and that will allow our Red 4 guys to bring in those heavy Panther tanks. A good use of smoke in the middle, as Mr. Browntown is brown in his rear. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. That's a pretty crappy wordplay, Rang. Into the northern end of the town. The problem is, his infantry don't have anti-tank weaponry, so just at lone 222 at close range will stop those rifles and push them through. Even forces them to surrender. The mortars giving some return and fire. With a wonderful 700-meter range. Just kill me. Stuart's dealing with the final Panda Grenadier, and if he can push up to this part of the area, it's going to be pretty easy to hold. He got all this forest behind, and some rather easy choke points. Now P-Bats is going to be holding back. You are in B phase now. Got a Rebel Wind in the mid, and I'm guessing at both Red 4 sides, they're banking up for that big tank. Got a Panzer 4 from P-Bat. Ritz. He's definitely going to bring up try and deal with his Stretch and Cromwell, so it's still a rather risky tank to bring up because it does have rather low armor. Just as long as he can, you know, get first shot or pin down the tanks, he should be doing pretty good. The Panda Grenadiers aren't doing too good now, as they are completely surrounded, forced to surrender, even though it kind of bugged out, yeah. Some more Peasy Grens. And Gondi still holding on to the town. Blue 4, they are still gaining that +1 point advantage because they have all of its area under their control. Gondi either has to try and recapture this bottom half of the town to get a nice point advantage. And if he can capture it, it's rather easy holding, as it's all just open ground between him and the enemy. Or maybe Red 4 try to do a push in the middle, as that is rather open. If he can knock out those Cromwells on the flank here, he could probably do some flanking maneuver and try to re-encircle Ottoman, because all of his stuff is hidden in this forest area. So it's rather easy to lock down. Hurricane doing a strafing run on those recon squad 2-man teams. 2-3-2 gonna be supporting. Bring that down. What is he bringing it to? Help the Panther? No, he's bringing it down below. Or the Panzer, I mean. Hurricane doing a strafing run 2-3-2. Messerschmitt being brought out as well. And heck, even these autocannon vehicles out the Germans get, they count as bloody anti-aircraft guns. They're nothing amazing, but it's better than nothing. And here we go, we got the Tiger Rittman, everyone's favourite Tiger Ace, being brought up here by Gondi. And where is he going to be bringing it? He's going to be bringing it into the middle, so I think he's going to try and do that middle push, try to surround Ottomerk in the mid, or below. And he does have that Achilles though, which is destined to blow up Tigers. A little bit of a push with some Panzergrens. The Achilles coming up to try and kill up PZ4. I mean, they're rather... They can't see each other yet, actually. No, they can just barely see each other. It's very tight angling. And the Panzergrenadiers are much better suited for infantry fighting compared to the Polish infantry. As we all know, Bren guns are pretty crap, and with all his fire support as well, yeah, just pinning them down before they can do anything. I think Gondi may want to bring up some more support for the Tiger. It does have an AA unit nearby, which is a smart move, but probably some infantry and some recon. Just a screen in front would definitely help if he does want to do a push. And we've got a marker up here. If I can actually find it. Now I think I just moved it. I bet I was from blue 4 maybe. Not exactly sure what it said, but just a simple attack marker. And P-Bat's starting to try and get his way into the forest edge. Once again, good use of fire support. Auto cannons up the butt, which is what Germany is great at. Just so many auto cannon units. It makes those members of Court of the Autocannon very proud. Though Browntown has managed to gain a bit of foothold in the northern section of the town, getting into his little enclosed forest area, bringing up a Wolverine for some anti-tank support, and just using artillery to create decent effect. Trying to get his infantry pinned down before he moves up. Even got Soap Pioneers as well. And the Tiger finally moving up in the mid. The Achilles is dead. No, there's another Achilles, yo. But yeah, it's just pretty easy taking in the middle. Nothing to stop him. I think Blue 4 are realising this. They're getting a Wolverine down below. Or 2? Is that 2 Wolverines? Again, 2 Wolverines are doing without Tiger threat. And they can kill the Tiger. But once again, it comes down to who can shoot who first. Or get a lucky shot. Oh, Sherman is rearing up into position. From this spot, it can penetrate the Tiger. Oh! Whoa! Whoa! Did that Hurricane bomb the Tiger? Wow! That's rather anticlimactic. Just like how... Oh, I see. Showed his side armor. And there has no other tanks nearby. The Sherman did not get that shot off. Wow! And there goes... Oh, was it the was it the recon infantry? No, it couldn't have been. No, it was a Sherman that killed the rebel range. Yeah, that was a bombing run from the Hurricane. Wow. I guess those Wolverines weren't really needed, Jen. But that's how you stop a push. You have a bit of air power. Very lucky hit using that Hurricane to knock out the Tiger. I'm thinking because it also showed side armor, it helped out quite a bit. But wow. Maybe it shouldn't because it's armored HE damage. Maybe it did, I don't know. But anyway, Blue 4 starting to get that momentum now once again. P-Bats pretty much close into the town, or the centre town area with his MG42 and Panther. It's going to be very risky using that Panther as a Sherman's are close range. And as a Wolverine. It does kill Sherman. Wolverine kills a Panther. That's a rough rod trade, of course, I believe we're still gaining that slow plus 1 point advantage. I think it's just going to be coming down to C phase, which will be happening very shortly. I wonder if Mr. P-Bat does have a King Tiger banked up. Messerschmitt shooting down at Hurricane. And Automark's really just cramped into this little forest area with his tanks and AA and all that other good stuff. The MG42s better pray to God that they can survive. It doesn't look like it. Now Mr. Browntown is really starting to take advantage of his top hand side, bringing the Kangaroos, more infantry, lots of tanks as well. Binary on phase C, we got a Panther G, a Jagdpanzer, Panzer IV-H, rear of off-map party support, which is a very good unit because it still acts as a fully functional Panzer IV. But it can also call in death from above. It's a tank in a artillery section, which is, pretty nice. Bit of a slot makeup here. Another Panther G. I hope he doesn't fall to the same mistake as last time. You gotta realize this is a close quarters engagement, which isn't what German tanks are great at. And a Panzer IV down below. Kills Achilles, the German being forced to retreat, and I'm wondering if he's going to call an off-map party to try and do a 1-2 punch. Sapperese getting sapped. And even just Panzer IVs are enough in this engagement to fight these tanks. You don't need crazy Tigers or King Tigers, because at this close range it's really just first shot, first kill. Hurricane coming in. This was a Hurricane that killed a Tiger. It's two 230 kilogram bombs, which isn't anything too heavy, but really be able to kill the Jagdpanzer. No, he doesn't. It seems like he's going to try and use the Jagdpanzers to rain control over the middle section once again, as Browntown has brought in those Wolverines out. Meant to kill the Tiger, are now just stationed in the middle. Can be fine the Jagdpanzers, but they don't have enough penetration to kill them at long range. Panzer Rifle, and the Wolverine did get killed, so now the Panther will have free reign of the town, and there's no tanks to stop him. So maybe he can do a infantry counterattack with that tank advantage. Spitfire flying around, getting hit up by a Flak 37. It's a bit of AA from all sides, so it does seem like Blue 4 does have the air superiority advantage. Hurricane's trying to chase the Messerschmitt, but the second Messerschmitt is on his tail. Now, he's definitely going to get out alive. Bomber Hurricane trying to engage Messerschmitt, doesn't exactly have the speed or the agility to effectively fight it. The second Hurricane, right on the tail, does not have the agility to effectively turn fight the 109. And we got the 37mm giving him some good fire support. Yeah, it's going to get on the tail of the Hurricane. He may just want to fall it back behind your lines, buddy. Rather engaging dogfight. I really do love rots in a dogfight in Steel Division. It really is like a RTS War Thunder when it comes to the airplanes a bit. But this is a 45-minute match, so it's going to go on for a little bit longer than expected, which does give Red 4 just slightly more of an advantage, especially with Panzer Lehr deck. Still haven't seen a King Tiger yet, which is really quite surprising. Well, maybe this is a 40-minute match, so I'm going crazy. It was rather a long startup time. Main thing is, Browntown does have the town under his control, which is just Good map control, yeah. And Blue Force still getting that slow +1 point advantage. And really, Red 4, they just need to try and do a push in the middle. That is their best course of action. They are doing that, yo. They do have the ad panzers. I just think I need some more infantry, maybe. Just to help clear up the forest a bit. They do knock out the recon troops. There's another recon troop right next to them, yo. To see what happened to the fate of the guys next door, I think are going to be a little bit stressed out, as you can see. And it seems like P-Bat's trying to do an attack through the forest. It does seem like Automatic has kind of lost a little bit of steam though. Achilles, just a Sherman and a Cromwell. And of course the infantry aren't exactly amazing. The Chaparrees in the forest will do a fantastic job. The other guys, not so much. Do you have a Firefly over from Octa? We got a counterpost here from Gondi with some infantry, the Panther supporting, trying to fight the Firefly. And it is a rather tense fight, yo. Do give it to the Panther. Does force the Firefly to retreat. And it's going to be rather tough for Red 4 to bring us back. There's only 10 minutes left. They really do need like a +2, +3 point advantage to really bring us home. And here comes the bombers for the mid, trying to stop his little armoured push. They do hit the 232s. And just got a nice little dogfight going on. Too much A from Blue Force, so the Medsmiths are going to be forced to retreat. And the Hart Mustang's right on the tail of the Focke-Wulf. And does manage to escape thanks to its high speed. And another Panther up top. And another Tiger, and another Tiger from P-Bat. So really just trying to bring out all the tanks that he can. No King Tiger. It's necessarily not a bad thing, not bringing out a King Tiger. Just to be a little bit more cautious using regular Tigers compared to King Tiger counterpart. One, the Ad Panther does get knocked out by Firefly. Second one being forced to retreat, and this is where that Tiger is going to come in useful to try and fight them off. You know, they are very highly vetted 2-star Firefly thanks to the Cromwell. Yeah, it's going to be a 3-star Tiger thanks to the 232s. Great strafe and run, yo, forces it to retreat a little bit as they are stressed out. And Gondi's is trying to do his best to regain the town. You know, good artillery here from Browntown, constantly pounding away. This is a rather deadly fight. He does need to try and position his Panther in a ray so he can control this open ground area. There is trying to fight the Firefly, which is the main issue. Does get the kill. It's not too risky. I know I said it's rather silly or rather risky for German tanks to be brought up in close range engagements, but in this scenario, where the Canadians don't have that many anti-tank infantry weapons, it's not too risky. He's got a second Panther too, so maybe Red 4 can bring us back. Again, that slow +1, but once I said before, it really do need just more map control. As they are bringing in the Tigers to try and rain in down below. And this is a standard 40-minute match, I apologise. And Tiger on the bottom hand flank. Sherman does get knocked out. And here comes the Firefly and Cromwell duo once again to try and deal with the tanks in mid. At this range, you can easily pen the Tiger. It's just about getting the first shot. And here comes the bombing runs. And that's definitely going to help the Firefly of getting the kill. Now would be the time to push up and try to knock out the Tiger, but there we go, he is moving them up. Cromwell too. And the Tiger is very stressed out at this point, so it's not going to be too effective. Cromwell takes a hit, but does manage to miss it. There we go. Kills the Tiger. Good night, Street Prince. And I don't think Red 4 is just going to have enough points or momentum to really take us back. Browntown bringing in some Wolverine reinforcements to try to hold up mid. And the problem is when they were attacking mid, is that it was those planes, those hurricanes, causing them a lot of grief. With killing Rittman early on, you got a King Tiger now being brought upwards. You know, you can't have a Pandalair match without a King Tiger. But those planes from Blue 4 were really causing Red 4 a lot of grief. The Michael Rittman's King Tiger, the Tiger before, the Yanked Panzers. What really stopped most of those pushes was the planes, the Fireflies and whatnot helped out too. But if they maybe had some AA in middle, because they really are lacking in the AA department. Finally again a Flak 88, they probably could have deterred those planes and really do a good push, because there's not much here. There's some tanks and whatnot, and the Wolverines have been brought up top, but the Panthers are killing them. But long range and distance engagements, you know, P-Bat with his Pandalair to deck is going to have a good time. Same with Gondi too. It's just the planes that really stopped them from making any big pushes. And they are trying to fight in the forest, and they have a shit ton of 2-5 runs. Jesus Christ. But not enough infantry, as Mr. Octon has rather dug into his forest. And Gondi is actually managed to break through up top, but it's just too little too late. There's only 2 minutes left, unless they can... Yeah, it's impossible for them to run at this point. But this is the type of breakthrough that Red 4 needed to make, yo. I'm guessing Blue's rather out on money. I mean, late game economy doesn't really hold up to Red 4, especially P-Bat's 115 C phase. And yeah, just a few final moments. Octa still managed to hold on to the forest, because he just has all the tanks at close range. Neither side really wanting to push through at choke point. Now be a GG. Blue 4 taking a victory out. Octa getting quite a lot of kills. So same with Gondi too. And yeah, pretty standard match. Like I said before, Red 4 just needed, I think, some AA in the mid to help with their tank pushes. And this is a bit of a grind out in the top hand side and bottom hand side, and it was advantageous to Blue 4 here because it was close range. They could use you know, good fire support tanks and cheaper lackluster long range tanks in those close range engagements much more effectively. And well, I'm going to leave it off at that. This has been another RANGROO cast. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as usual, please just take it easy.